Starting a business today is no small feat. Entrepreneurs must navigate a constantly shifting landscape of market demands, technological advancement, and unpredictable global events. In such an environment, having a rigid, static business plan is no longer sufficient. Startups need flexibility, adaptability, and the ability to pivot quickly. This is where Agile business planning emerges as a critical strategy. In this podcast, we will explore what Agile business planning is, why it is so vital for startups, and how successful companies like Airbnb and Zoom have used this approach to grow and thrive. We will also provide actionable steps that aspiring entrepreneurs can take to integrate Agile principles into their own ventures. So let's dive in. Agile business planning is a modern, iterative approach to setting and managing business goals. Unlike traditional business plans, which tend to be long, rigid, and focused on predicting the future, Agile planning focuses on short-term objectives and frequent reassessment. It recognizes that change is inevitable, especially in the fast-moving world of startups, and equips business to adapt to that change. The key principles of Agile business planning includes short-term focus, continuous feedback loops, collaboration, and flexibility. Agile business planning is not just a framework, it is a mindset. It empowers business to stay relevant, respond to customer needs, and seize opportunities in real time. For startups, agility is more than just an advantage, it is a necessity. Startups operate in environments characterized by uncertainty, limited resource, and high risk. Agile planning addresses this challenge in several ways. First, flexibility is key. In the early stage of a business, things rarely go according to plan. Customer preference might shift, competitors might emerge, or external factors like a global pandemic might disrupt operations. Agile planning allows startups to pivot quickly and make adjustments without abandoning their overarching vision. Take Zoom for example. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, Zoom was already a growing video conferencing platform. However, when the pandemic hit, demand for its service skyrocketed. The company quickly adjusts its strategies to scale operations, address security concerns, and cater to new user groups such as educators and healthcare professionals. This agility enabled Zoom to become one of the most successful companies during the pandemic. Second, Agile business planning helps optimize resource allocation. Startups typically operate with limited funding, time, and manpower. By focusing on high-priority tasks and regularly reassessing progress, Agile planning ensures that resources are used efficiently. Entrepreneurs can avoid wasting time on strategies that aren't working and instead focus on areas that drive real value. Third, Agile planning enhances decision-making. Frequent reassessment of goals and strategy means that decisions are based on the most up-to-date information. This reduces the risk of making costly mistakes and allows entrepreneurs to capitalize on emerging trends. Finally, Agile planning builds resilience. Startups face inevitable setbacks, whether it is a product launch delay, a funding shortfall, or an economic downturn. Agile planning fosters a culture of adaptability, helping teams weather this challenge and come out stronger. Let's take a closer look at Airbnb, a startup that has become a global leader in the hospitality industry. Airbnb's success is a testament to the power of Agile business planning. When Airbnb launched in 2008, its founders faced significant challenges. The concept of renting out spare rooms or homes to strangers was new and untested. Investors were skeptical and the company struggled to gain traction. However, the founders embraced agility from the beginning, constantly iterating on their business model based on customer feedback. Initially, Airbnb focused on short-term rentals for conferences and events. However, as they observed how customers use their platform, they expand to include vacation rentals, long-term stays, and even unique experiences like tree house and luxury getaways. One of the most striking examples of Airbnb's agility came during the COVID-19 pandemic. With global travel grinding to a halt, the company faced a massive drop in bookings. Instead of panicking, Airbnb quickly shifted its focus to local stays and accommodations tailored to remote workers. They also streamlined their operations by cutting costs and focusing on their core service. This adaptability allowed Airbnb to survive the crisis and emerge as a stronger, more focused company. Now that we have seen why Agile business planning is so powerful, let's talk about how you can apply it to your own startup. Here are 5 practical steps to get started. First and foremost, set clear and flexible goals. Start with high-level objectives that provide directions but are flexible enough to evolve. For example, instead of saying we will capture 20% of the market in 3 years, focus on actionable, short-term milestones like we will acquire 1,000 users in the next 3 months. Secondly, break down goals into iterative steps. Divide your long-term goals into smaller and manageable chunks. Review and update these steps regularly to ensure they remain relevant. Thirdly, embrace feedback. Customer feedback, employee insights, and market data are invaluable. Use these inputs to refine your strategies and make informed decisions. Furthermore, foster collaboration. Agile planning is not a solo effort. Involve your team in the planning process to encourage diverse perspectives and build a culture of adaptability. Lastly, measure and adjust. Track your progress using key performance indicators. If something isn't working, don't hesitate to adjust your approach. Agility means being willing to pivot when necessary. By following these steps, you can create a business plan that is not just a document but a living and breathing tool that evolves with your startup. To sum up, Agile business planning is a transformative approach that equips startups with the tools to thrive in today's fast-paced and unpredictable world. It fosters flexibility, improves decision-making, and builds resilience, all of which are critical for success. Companies like Airbnb and Zoom have demonstrated how agility can turn challenge into opportunities, and their stories serve as powerful inspiration for aspiring entrepreneurs. For those of you building your own startups, remember this: the ability to adapt is often the key to survival. With Agile business planning, you are not just preparing for success, you are building the foundation to navigate whatever comes your way. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I hope you found it insightful and useful. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to share it with others and leave your thoughts in the comment. Until next time, keep innovating and stay agile.